From Abuja, the nation's capital, this is Matters Arising, coming to you live from the studio of KAFTAN Television. Matters Arising is the flagship talk show of KAFTAN Television that features in-depth discussions and analysis of topical and trending national and international issues by our team of seasoned broadcast journalists. My name is Macauley Hunohashi, saying thanks for being on.
And I am John Okoro. Welcome.
Okechukwu Onubogu here. Good evening.
Well, we welcome you to today's show, which promises to be engaging, incisive and interactive. You can also be a part of the conversation by calling our phone number 0802-9938-365, which will be displayed on your screen later in the course of the show. Well, guys, the smile I'm putting on my face intermittently, perhaps it's just to cover up, but there's so much depression in this country, so much despondency. People are not happy. Nigerians are not happy generally. And I remember some even, find suicide as a solution to it, because I remember recently a woman took a plunge from the third mainland bridge, and I was even an aged man, very elderly person, who was attempting to take a plunge from the same bridge in Lagos, third mainland bridge, but he was rescued by bystanders. What's going on?
It's actually the issue of taking a plunge into the river below from a bridge has actually gone beyond Lagos. We've been hearing stories, reports coming from states across the country, and even today in Abuja, someone, according to reports, climbed, I think, either a telecom mast,
yeah.
The TV mast somewhere, in Abuja, and he left what might seem to be, or what looks like a suicide note, at the foot of the mast. And he was actually making some demands, including the issue of the return of fuel subsidy and the issue of insecurity and so on and so forth. And I heard that the authorities actually rushed to the place to rescue the individual. I don't know whether I wouldn't know how the whole story panned out so far, but we are going to get the information at a later time. But the fact remains that like we say in the local parlance, that Nigerians are not smiling.
I am smiling, yeah. In actual fact, I'm laughing. I'm laughing because of the fact that that man you just talked about doesn't seem to understand that he is in Nigeria. If it were abroad that he's doing such a thing, it would make more sense. Not here. They will let him fall and die. They will let him kill him.
The authorities actually went there.
What did they go to do?
To rescue him, maybe from himself.
So how much?
There was a similar incident in 2018. That was at the NTA. Remember that incident in 2018? I think after much soliciting, I think he came down. That's the one of 2018. I don't know about today's one.
And this one is telling you that he wants the subsidy to be returned.
Well,
he will stay there for a long time.
It could be someone that so much pain and penury in the midst of affluence as Nigerians. But before I introduce our topic of discussion, let's join Sifon Omo for a quick roundup of events and happenings in the polity.
Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been re-elected as the chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government for another one-year term, as first tenure ends on July 9, 2024. Tinubu was elected on Sunday by a unanimous decision of other heads of government at the 65th Ordinary Session of the authority held at the State House in Abuja. The president, in his acceptance speech, promised to serve the interest of member states and build democratic values.
I've accepted to continue the service with great members and great minds that are committed to democratic value and the journey.
The Executive Secretary of the Energy Marketers Association of Nigeria, Clement Song, has attributed the long queues in fueling stations in Abuja and other parts of the country to heavy rainfall, especially in Lagos, which has hampered ship-to-ship loading. He also stated that other factors such as berthing at jetties, truck loadouts, and transportation of products to fueling stations have hampered supply, resulting in the current shortage. The acute fuel shortage has led to many fueling stations remaining shut, while the few who are in operation have increased their pump prices to between 800 naira to 900 naira per litre. The Martin Amewule faction of the Rivers State House of Assembly has given the state governor, Siminala Ifubara, a 7-day ultimatum to resubmit the 2024 budget. This order was issued during the first session of the House on Monday, after several months of inactivity due to court injunctions. Governor Fubara had earlier in the year signed the 2024 River State budget into law after it was passed by House members loyal to him, led by former factional speaker and his current Chief of Staff, Edison Ehie. The kidnapped parish priest of St. Raymond's Catholic Church in Damba, Gusau, Zamfara State, Father Micah Suleiman, has been released after 2 weeks in the captivity of bandits. His release was announced in a statement by the Director of Communications, Catholic Diocese of Sokoto, Pascal Salifu. While thanking God for saving the life of the priest, Salifu commended Nigerians and law enforcement agencies who worked round the clock to see to his release. He equally urged people to continue to pray for Father Suleiman as he begins his journey of recovery. That is all on the news roundup. I am Siphon Umo.
You're welcome back. Thank you, Siphon Umo, for taking us up to speed with news making headlines. And now, gentlemen, let's talk about a spectacle that has become an integral part of our daily life. Fuel scarcity, which is annoyingly attendant queues. Long queues of vehicles have surfaced in Abuja, and it is the same story in many parts of Nigeria. In the midst of this distress, Nigerian National Petrol Corporation Limited has cautioned Nigerians against engaging in public buying, panic buying rather, of the product, saying it has enough supply for the country. The company said it has over 1.5 billion liters of premium motor spirit (PMS) in stock, which they said is equivalent to over 30 days of sufficiency. Nigerians are asking, where are the products? Because in the last couple of days, queues have resurfaced in Abuja and people are suffering. When you visit filling stations, the one I saw today, the queue stretches for close to half a kilometer. That one that is opposite Transcorp Hilton, you know, that stretches, you know, along the road that takes you to the runabout, British Council runabout. It went round and came back towards the National Universities Commission. That is so very, very honestly. When you talk about this in a country that produces fuel, the sixth largest producer in the world. The thing that is even the more funny to me is that the NNPCL keeps saying people should avoid panic buying, that there is fuel that will be enough for everyone for 1 month. When we see that some NNPC stations don't even have the fuel to sell, or if they do have, they are not selling. And the few that are selling, they waste so much time. When you come into such a station, you see only 2 pumps serving the people that will come there. If you know that you have it and you're sure you can supply it, why not let every NNPC station sell with every of their pumps, not just coming into a station that has about 8, 10, 12, 22 pumps and you see only 2 or 4 selling. Does that really show us that you have it? It does not show. It does not. It does not.
You know, this is not the first time that we have experienced acute fuel shortage in Nigeria, and it has become a recurrent decimal across, you know, over the years, and it is a symptom that something is not being done right. And what could that be? I think it's spreads across the spectrum. When you talk about, first of all, the issue of supply, if you look at the official statements coming from both the marketers themselves and also the NNPCL, it says that it's about the heavy rainfall, especially in Lagos, where the issue of transloading from ship to ship, and it was restrained because of heavy rainfall. Then you also have the problem of transportation because of the nature of the road being flooded, that it has actually hampered the movement of these trucks that move these products from point to point in the country, and because of that you now have this acute shortage. But anytime we have this kind of shortages, there will always be an official answer or statements from the authorities. But if the big question is, at what point, are we going to get in this country? When are we going to say that we have overcome this problem? At what point are we going to get to that particular stage where we say that we have overcome the problem?
I don't know when it will be said that we will have overcome. I don't know whether it would ever happen unless when we have people who are prepared to lead effectively in every aspect of leadership in this country. Not just talking about a president. Talk about people who are heads of these different offices or parastatals or whatever departments and all that, that are prepared to do something to ensure that things are done correctly. This thing they're telling you, are giving you as excuse, as far as I know, it doesn't make much sense. Telling us all these things. Oh, is this the first time we've seen flood? And flooding has not even started, and they're telling us this. Okay, so when the main flooding starts, people will park their vehicles. Nobody should move around in the country any longer. So the fact is, I must tell you, even if you don't agree with this, I must tell you that whenever there will be need to increase the price of fuel, you see this happen. It has been this way for a long time in this country. It's been the trend. If you start from the 90s, even 1990s, it's been like that. For after a while, this happens. After a while, people will get tired and say, "What is this? Why not just increase this price? That's what we want to do, and let us rest, so that we can have this fuel and rest, not keeping us here." We'll stay. You see people in the queue, they will stay for 1 whole day, 2 days. I'm talking about 24 to 48 hours in the queue, and they want to get fuel. If you like, you can say on, but then they want to get fuel. How can they, after getting it like that, come out and still, if the transport fare were to be 15 naira, they will still take 15 naira from you? You will ask the person whether he has sense in his head in the first place. Because after spending 48 hours to get fuel for a transporter, for a commuter, and by the time he now starts carrying people, you expect him to still charge you the same amount? What about the 2 days that were wasted? So we consider these man hours that are going for nothing in stations because people are on the queues waiting to find fuel that they will carry. That is why by the end of the day, everything will rise again beyond what we have already. Then they will say, everything is high, and the price of the fuel needs to be brought up, and you know it. Before you know it, they will add another money to what we already have. You know, we're talking about skyrocketing prices. When we started talking about this price that has skyrocketed, I said, you've not seen the sky yet, and you're talking about skyrocketing. It's still on the ground. It's about to get to the sky.
You also have the economy of scarcity again, which is for the marketers, it's very lucrative. Because if we are actually sincere and transparent, if the authorities too, maybe up and doing in their responsibilities, the economy of or the economics of scarcity will not be allowed to fester, because it is the economics of scarcity that actually prolongs the whole gamut of fuel scarcity. What am I talking when I talk about the economics of scarcity? Simple. You alluded to the fact, that you will see a filling station that that is just managing to sell. You have your underground tanks filled up with fuel. Then you only sell with one pump. Why you can actually sell with all your pumps, but you are selling with just one pump? Because you want to suffer the people. You want the people to be very anxious. You want the people to pay more.
You want to create artificial.
You want the people to pay more. You want them to be anxious, and therefore you just sell with only 2 pumps. And then people are shunting using other channels to come in, and you collect money from them. You also try to adjust your pump measure to change the people. So at the end of this period of scarcity, these marketers will now smile to the banks. The dispensers who say the fuel there will also smile to the banks. So it is a big business for the marketers. I blame the authorities who do not take their responsibilities seriously. Because if you know that a filling station at least has fuel stored under the underground tank, let them open all their pumps to sell to the people.
Before hold on with our thoughts, let me remind our viewers that they can call to participate, because this program is your show, and the fuel scarcity issue affects all Nigerians. Whether you have a car or you don't even have a car, you must take public transport. So you can call 080-2993-8365. Our producer is going to display the telephone number.
It's already displayed.
So you can call to participate, make the program conversational. Earlier on, you talked about vision.
Yes.
That if we have vision, we will not be having this kind of problems. I remember during the Babangida era, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, we had a minister of petroleum resources, precisely from Adamawa State, Jibril Aminu, who created a depot in Yola, and that initiative succeeded in curtailing the use of tankers to convey petrol, because the government laid pipes from Warri up to Yola, Adamawa State. So the product was being pumped. So you never saw trucks. Let's have this caller, please. Hello, good evening. This is Matters Arising. You're welcome.
Good evening, Matters Arising. My name is Sally. I'm calling from Jos.
Okay, Sally, go ahead with your comments.
Yes. This issue of scarcity.
Yes, Sally.
It has been a very big issue since from the military era.
Okay.
We have not been able to tackle this issue square and fair based on this scenario. I have never seen a country that has crude oil and yet export the crude oil, goes and buy products and come back with it in its country in foreign currency. We have refineries. The refineries have been killed by the IOCs, whether we like it or not. The IOC are the most dangerous people that we have of. They are killing the old ones, and they were sitting down watching Dangote build a refinery. They are telling themselves in their mind that this man is a joker. Even if NNPC have 20% of that refinery, it's not going to work, because from what we are hearing, from the feelers we are getting, that the crude have been sold off as a collateral for 5 years or 3 years. I don't know what we are hearing actually. So Dangote himself cannot even get crude from his own country. Imagine a refinery in Lagos. Dangote have to go and buy a Brent crude from USA, and we have a Bonny Light that is more better than the Brent crude.
Yeah, that's right.
Seriously, whatever we are doing, if we are not focused to do it well, the issue of calling foreign investors, when you don't deal with your problem in-house and you're calling for foreign investors are just here to make money. They're not here to develop your country.
Yes.
They put $1, they want to get $30,000. For $1, they want to get $30,000. And then they clear. And then they mock their accounts and go and leave you with your problem.
Yeah.
For crying out loud, those countries that are selling refining crude for us, don't forget that the crude has over how many bad products. But they only bring how many products for us? They only bring crude, they only bring PMS, kerosene, diesel, jet fuel. These are the only things that the rest they don't bring to us. So for me, I feel that if we don't get our refinery working, we will always keep sitting down on TV and on radios and talking about our problems.
Thank you.
Our problem is not about talking about it. The government should take it the book by the horn. If any government cannot solve this issue of refinery, let's refine what we can consume and then sell to our neighboring countries product, instead of diversion of those products, they should stop worrying about the diversion. We should deal about refining our products. So this product that we're talking about, once we cannot deal with the issue of refining, we are just wasting our time, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
It's a sad one. I have a car. For the past 3 days, I have not able to go out with my car because of I have fuel, but I'm afraid if I go out and I don't get fuel, I might not come back with the car. So I have to park the car at home and stay home. It's hard. It's very sad. Government needs to take this at
Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Sally.
Thank you very much, Sally. He has raised so many important points, and he has accused the IOCs, that's international oil companies. If you remember, the Dangote group did say the same thing. They said the same thing about 2 weeks ago, and he also did say Dangote goes to the US to buy Brent crude, and our Bonny Light is even more qualitative. It's better than the Brent crude that is gotten from US. Let's take this caller. Hello, good evening. You're welcome to Matters Arising.
Yes, good evening, KAFTAN TV.
Good evening, thank you. You're welcome. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Akan. I'm calling you from Akwa
Akan, okay.
Yeah, Akan. I'm calling you from Akwa Ibom State.
Okay, go ahead.
My take is on this NNPC.
Okay.
Who are those people that government cannot look at them twice, even during the former regime, the former Muhammadu Buhari regime? Those are the people who sat down on TV every day and be talking about removal of subsidy, that the country will make great progress. Now, where are those people now? Are they not Nigerian? Are they not in Nigeria? Can they not come out and talk again? Talking about the prosperity and development and maximization of economic well-being of everybody. Okay, now, let's leave that one aside. Look at the issue of this fuel scarcity. Is there anything those people in the NNPC, I don't want to mention their offices, you people know them.
Yeah.
So that let me not be that I'm using a particular top-notcher. Now, what is happening to fuel scarcity? What is happening to Nigerian refinery? The other government has entered and promised 8 years has gone, not even a single refinery. This one came on the mantle of all refinery will be reactive. Look at what Dangote is suffering now. Now, are these people not Nigerians? Or are they untouchable in the NNPC, at least to set example or bring new freshers in? Let's see how they will manage. Are they gods that own the NNPC? Because now I discover that ordinary people like me and you cannot even have employment, or our children cannot even before, you cannot even know when they are doing recruitment. So please, let the government wake up from the slumber and look at what is happening. Or is the government happy about this kind of treatment? Nobody can drive a car again.
Thank you, Akan.
No matter who you are, at least you will enter keke.
Yes.
You will enter keke and all your money goes. And these are the NNPC people that are smiling to the bank, taking money from the low to the poorest of the poor. They know that increment, immediately you increase fuel price, everything is skyrocketing.
Yes.
They know.
Thank you, Akan.
If in Nigeria that when we remove subsidy, everything will be okay.
Thank you,
so why are we having these kind of people in government, please?
Thank you so much, Akan.
Thank you very much.
Someone else is
Akan, we have so much issues. You can see, you can feel the pain in his voice.
You know, the most annoying thing of all this is that the filling stations will not have fuel to sell. But right in front of those filling stations, the black marketers are all there operating. Who gave fuel to them? Is it not from the filling stations that they got the fuel that they sell?
Yes.
We used to have...
It's a caller.
Yeah, we have a caller. Hold on, thoughts, John. Hello, good evening. This is Matters Arising. Yes, what's your name? Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Constant.
Okay, Constant. You are a regular caller.
Yes. Yes.
Your comment?
You know, I've already said it that the problem of Nigeria is corruption.
Yes.
A nation that there's no law for accountability after leadership can never move forward.
Mm.
What we are doing is share and hand over to another person to continue to share.
Mm.
And when there's nothing to share, there will be misunderstanding here and there.
Okay.
Nigeria is like what? A gang of robbers that the loot will always be in the forest. How can a president be what? The petroleum minister? Where will it take us to?
Mm.
How many people have been in that condition? What did they achieve? With all the promises. Do you know why God asked Solomon, what do you need? After I made him a king.
Mm-hmm.
To be a power is one thing, to have wisdom to control the power is another thing. So our leaders, they lack wisdom because of wickedness in their heart.
Mm.
Look at how they are doing privatization. When they want to sell government property among themselves, instead of calling it looting or stealing, they say privatization. And when they sell it, they can't hold it. The poverty will be suffering.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So this our country is a forest. Wickedness ruling.
Thank you, concerned citizen.
Okay, let me ask a question. Petroleum Minister, what has he achieved for us? Everyday promise. Who are those in oil country? Selling of oil, stealing of oil. How can you steal oil? Is it possible?
No, it's not possible.
Is it possible?
Mm.
Well, we have security agents everywhere.
Thank you, concerned citizen. Thank you for your
Nigeria is a corrupt nation.
Thank you for your comments. We appreciate
Only
your
God that will deliver us.
amen. As I mean to that, thank you for calling.
Finally.
Finally,
Listen to me.
in 30 seconds, please.
You see, when we are talking that all the political leaders mentioned of removing subsidy, that is correct. The issue there is you that want to remove subsidy. What was the arrangement you put on ground to ameliorate the pain of the people? That's the issue. We talked about removing subsidy, almost all of them. But the issue is you want to do it. How did you arrange? He lacked wisdom. He has no feeling for the masses. That is what is there. Don't you see how they are sitting and laughing? What concerns them?
Thank you, concerned citizen.
Properties are dying. They have security agents around themselves.
There are other callers who want to call us.
That will judge them if they don't repent.
Thank you.
Yes.
You have made your point very clear, concerned citizen. We are a regular caller. We thank you for that. Let's take this caller. Hello?
Good evening.
Hello, good evening. Your name, please, and where are you calling from?
Me, Q. You are a regular caller from River State.
Yes, I remember you, Q. Go ahead with your comments.
Yes, this fuel subsidy. For now, I don't have a car.
Okay.
But I said it's we customers. It's we passengers buying this fuel. But to an extent, I have a different view.
Okay.
We, the ministers, are they performing? The answer is no.
Okay.
So to me, some of us are saying the idea of Minister of Works, Petrol, they are not performing. Why not match this minister to the Minister of FCT that has charisma, has the mind to deliver? So we don't know this kind of person. As a human fine, he has a bad side. But when it comes to delivery, he delivers perfectly.
Okay.
So since they're not performing, we said they should just imagine with the Minister of FCT and we believe power, works, and petroleum, they're not doing anything. So let's make this ministry to FCT so that you can deliver.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Q from Rivers. He's suggesting that the merger of ministries with the FCT minister. But we are talking about this biting fuel scarcity that is affecting everyone.
You know, some of the callers actually raised the issue of the NNPC, and I remember that just some few years ago that the NNPC was supposedly unbundled by the instrumentality of the Petroleum Industry Act. And we also know that...
Hold on, first thing about the caller. Yeah, go ahead. What's your name and where are you coming from? Please turn down the volume of your TV set. Okay, thank you. Your name, please?
Yeah, as well as
Sonny
from Adoka government, part of Benue State.
Benue, okay, go ahead with your comment.
Alright. The masses are very hungry, talking about the fuel issue. Because we can get the black market in front of filling stations selling, and when the filling station will lock that there is no fuel, then we say there is no fuel, and the black market will be going on there selling just like bank as well. Bank will be there, there's no money in the ATM to disperse, but the POS are operating. They will be going inside bank and operate. You understand?
Yeah.
So that is why that's my point. So what we just need is permission. If any black market should sell in front of filling station, why the filling station is locked that they will not sell, and why black market is selling, we don't need the mainstream people to take over all those things. That is my contribution there.
Thank you so much, Sonny from Benue State. Sonny from Benue State, we heard what he said.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I use the word seemingly unbundled because some few years now down the line, we were told that after a while, after about 6 months or thereabout, NNPC will now re-emerge as a privately owned company with some government equities. Then it will also operate within the same subsector, the downstream sector, and at that point in time, the subsector will be deregulated. Every other marketer could actually bring in petroleum products into the country. At that point, the market forces will now take their course, and then the price of fuel will be stabilized. Okay. That was what we were told. But today, the NNPC still operates as the regulator and as everything. As we speak today, the NNPC is still the sole importer of fuel into this country.
Even though it's a private company. And
yes, but that why I use the word seemingly, supposedly privatized, but as it's still operating, it's still the same NNPC that we've known over the years, using the same template. And today, the biggest problem that we have, whether we like it or not, is about supply.
Okay, thank you. John, on that note, we're going to take a short break. We will return. Battles Horizon will continue, but now be after the short break. Please stay with us.
We are ending up spending productive hours on the queue, trying to get fuel on a very high price. Not like it's subsidized in any way. It's still higher than the regular prices being sold around.
You can see the queue. I'm in the queue for it's almost 30 minutes, and this is like one of the filling stations that it's even okay, like the queue is bearable. The time that you're supposed to be productive, you end up staying at the queue, except you want to buy from black markets.
Everyone is suffering, and I don't think the government of the day is concerned about the suffering of the masses. They came in announcing removal of fuel subsidy, which everybody is aware of, and which has turned everything upside down. Everything in the market is unaffordable. People are suffering. Transport now along the road is triple the price. And even removing the fuel subsidy, now the petroleum products is nowhere to be found. And I suspect, I don't want to speculate, but I suspect what they're trying to do now is to increase that price. Because I don't see any reason why this scarcity will prevail.
In the private sector, that the salary will not even affect, as in the self-acclaimed price of the increments of civil servants will not affect them. And how will they cope? So if they didn't do anything to this fuel pump, it will pump price, it will affect a lot of things. Nigeria, we are just telling them that they that are seated up there, that we are just keeping quiet. We are not fools. We are not fools.
We think that at least when we have changing of government, things will be better. Now we don't know where we are going. We don't know where we are going. If our government can listen to us and help us to do something, but this something is too much.
You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, This is Matters Arising, and we are taking a look at the resurgence of, or the appearance of fuel queues. People say it's been perennial, and Nigerians are very, very angry, like you heard on that Vox Pop, by our correspondent. John, before we went on that break, we were talking about solution, and Nigerians have been calling, and we want them to continue to call. Our telephone line will be displayed on the screen so that you can call to proffer solutions to this ugly situation. I call it ugly because it's not a good spectacle at all.
It is.
When you wake up in the morning, you want to go to work, there's no fuel for you to buy, even when you have the money. If you don't have a car, you must use public transport. And public transport, they jack up the price because of the high cost of the product. We have a caller. Hello, good evening. This is Matters Arising.
Good evening, KAFTAN TV.
Thank you. Tell us your name, where you're calling from, and make your comments because it's your show.
Yes, I'm Mr. Sani from Kaduna State.
Okay, so Mr. from KD. Your comments, please.
Yes. Well, just like the other speaker, concerned citizen-made nation of fraudulent acts in Nigeria, in our nation, Nigeria. Except the legislature enact a law for capital punishment, there will be no change for anyone with the intention of stealing government funds. I have a very great interest, confidence in Nigeria that we can even feed other nations if sanity is embedded. Meanwhile, you hear of looting funds, which is capable of taking care of a budget by a single individual without punishment.
Okay.
So if there's a law that will be enacted to punish offenders like that, there will be fears. So all way of looting our funds will be blocked, and we'll have enough for everyone.
Okay, thank you.
I stand to be corrected.
No, okay. This is your opinion, and let me. I think I share his opinion. This perennial shortage of petroleum products is economic sabotage, so to speak. And the man is talking about the need for us to have punishment, which is capital punishment. And capital punishment is not death.
It's death. However, we know that punishment, whether it is capital or otherwise, is a deterrent. But in many instances, even in nations where you have capital punishment as a deterrent, people still go ahead with the same crime that attracts death penalty.
Okay, we'll have another caller. Hello, good evening. You're welcome to KAFTAN TV, Matters Arising.
Welcome. Well done, KAFTAN TV.
Thank you. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
It's Michael from Oyo State.
Your name, what? Ismail?
It's Michael from Oyo State.
Mike from Oyo State. Okay. Your comments, please. It's your show.
I want to comment on the government not taking the full control on the NNPC organization there. I think the government owns the NNPC, so they should be able to at least cover up all the lapses that's going up on NNPC.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike from Oyo State. We have another caller.
Please, I want to say that, okay.
Before you hold your thoughts there, please. Matters Arising. Good evening and you're welcome. Go ahead, please. Okay, Chukwu, go ahead.
The first thing I want to say concerning the solution is that we have a minister for petroleum. What is that minister doing? We have not heard from the Minister of Petroleum. What is he saying? Let's hear from him.
I agree with you.
If he can't do this, let him be fired.
Yeah.
The minister in charge of petroleum, what is he doing?
He is
not. He's the Minister of State. We have the minister.
In fact, there are two ministers of state. You have the Minister of State gas, Minister of State oil. That's the Onubogu I just mentioned.
Yes, but we have a minister. What is the minister doing?
Who is the minister?
Who is the minister?
The president is the minister.
That's it. What is he doing?
He should fire himself.
Let's hear from the minister. If he can't do that job, let him relinquish the position and give it to another person and just be the president and do that work. And let someone else be the minister. What are we saying?
Okay.
Before now, we have a call. Okay.
Hello. Good evening. You're on to Matters Arising.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Your voice is not audible enough.
Hello?
You're not audible enough.
Let's go.
You're not loud.
Let's see what we can.
Okay, I'm calling from Benue State, Ada Hotel.
Ada? Go ahead, Ada. We can hear you.
Very, very happy for your program today.
Thank you.
I have the word that...
Please make it a little bit louder.
Okay.
Okay, wait, we can hear you now. It's a bit louder.
Hello, can you hear me now?
We can hear you loud and clear. Maintain that volume.
Okay. Issue of this affected our husband so much.
Okay.
Because my husband has a boss and he go out to put the food on our table, and the issue of this fare is affecting the family.
Okay.
It's talking with his wife, please.
Thank you, Ada.
Government will have mercy.
Okay. Thank you, Ada. This is a housewife. Complaining so bitterly.
Yes, their husbands are
that's the boss.
Yes, and so he can't go ahead to do his business because of that. So as I was saying, this idea of the president becoming a minister for petroleum, I think it started with...
and he's not an expert.
It started with Obasanjo.
He's not an expert.
And afterwards, others started following. But thank God, Goodluck didn't do that, and Yaradua didn't do that. But the others have been doing it. Why do we have to continue with a trend that is not working? You are not even an expert in that field. Why not let it be? Even when Buhari, that is gone now, took it up, we said, okay, maybe because he was Minister of Petroleum, because he did this and that, but he still didn't work. Let's stop copying what is wrong and change. That is why we are a country. Let's learn to change. Anything that we brought up that's not working, drop it. Change, get to another thing. Not just remaining on the same thing.
I can see your vehemence. We have another caller.
Good evening.
Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Lagos. My name is Ola.
Ola from Lagos. You're on.
Yeah, I just want to contribute to the matter arising.
Thank you.
And I want to say specifically that, on the issue of fuel, I think, this is my own view, that this current government, they are getting a whole lot of things wrong.
Okay.
Some people mention minister, some mention other things, but the fact is that even the Bible says when the foundation is destroyed, what the righteous do. The government has decided to go on the frolic of wrong decision from beginning, from day one. Let me give this example. Number one, the president removed subsidy on the first day when ordinarily the managers of those subsidy, whether the benefit of the subsidy or the loss, they are not on ground, no minister, nothing. You should know that is a sign, number one sign, that this is a government that is going on the wrong direction. Now, if you now look at the trajectory from that time until now, you will discover that of recent, the government focused on Lagos, Calabar, especially coastal way. Meanwhile, Nigerians have been suffering, crying, and talking about having a refinery that can produce 50% of what we use. Now, let me give you this analysis. If, for example, we have a refinery that can produce like 70% or 60% of what we consume, what we are saying is that demand for FX will reduce by 60 or 70%. Because we will not need to start imports and to send forex to other countries. That action will have been taken up. Then we will have concentrated maybe on 35% of what FX will have made. And the exchange rate today will have dropped. Let me give you an example. I came back from Qatar with them.
Okay.
And I told them, take me to your gas station. This is a country that also is oil and gas. And you will see what government does with the resources from that country.
Yeah.
I was shocked and I said, is it possible for somebody to live like human being? And I said, I get to Nigeria, I feel like returning back. That so people are living like human beings on the face of the earth. Let me tell you this: if you are a driver in Qatar, you have an apartment for yourself.
Yeah.
You have a bus that is taking you, and you can see life meaningful to common man. So all those things that we are saying, it connotes the fact that something is wrong from the beginning. And somebody has said that the moment that policy was made from the first, that the president receives, and those that are supposed to manage the game or the laws are not on ground, we are in that dilemma up to now. Whether it's the minister of the petroleum does not solve the problem. As a matter of fact, during Jonathan, when we have protest, it was this same Tinubu president caucus that was that the protest that went in Ojota, some of them they are part of, so they are also part of the cartel and the problem of what's it called, petroleum marketer and all that. They have their machineries in place doing all those things. It is not like saying that the hand is the hand of Jacob, the voice is the hand of Esau, the voice is the voice of Jacob. So all of those things are there until the right set of policy are put in place. And I don't see this one. This I'm going to put it in place. The way it is, I pray, and it's not a prayer. I think the Nigeria is getting to that point that we have to go the Kenyan way, because it's going to continue like this in the next 4 years. I will continue to discuss. And Nigeria are already hungry. My brother of that blue suit started by saying that people are depressed and already, people are already committing suicide based on hunger. We receive messages on the day they send their account number, I'm sick, I cannot, I do have a government. And you see the wastage in the government, the waste resources on president, how they say, defending the house that this is the apartment that befit the public. Go to Downing Street in UK. This is an economy that is times 5 or times 10 of Nigeria economy, and look at the apartment you live. Here they said there's a vice president building. This is what is befitting. Later they come with presidential jet, and somebody will say you need the jet to go and bring investors. Investors are not going to come here. Do you know why? Let me give you another example of Qatar. If you want to invest in Qatar, that Qatar government will tell you that they are going to take 60% of your profit, you are going to take 40%. Do you know what? You will not need anything much in your production, because the 60% have been used to produce everything that you want. You want light, you have it. You want energy, you have it. You want gas, you have it. You want good road, you have it. You want, an ambience to produce, you have it. So the 40% you have is enough for you to do whatever you want to do. An oil company just moved to Angola, and they took $60 billion worth of investment to Angola, and somebody is still saying that president wants to go abroad and to go and look for a investor where inflation is high, where cost of production is not friendly, where there is no power, where there is insecurity, where there is instability in estimate. You cannot have all these 5 factors, and any reasonable investor will not come. They will continue to leave. And this current government are not ready to move. So Nigerians should rise up and say no, and say enough is enough. If not, it will continue like this in the next 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Ola. Yes.
Something again that I'm bothered about is that he said that we could go the Kenyan way. We are not going any Kenyan way. The best thing that we have had was when we talked about NSAS. It was well organized, very well organized, but it was those in government that messed it up. So going Kenyan way is not the way, because that one was just madness from every corner. So, and as a result, it's leading to something. But Nigerians have done something beautiful with that NSAS well-organized program, so as to make sure that hoodlums were not involved in it. Yeah, it was the people.
The Kenyan way will cause implosion.
There's no need for it. Nobody's going to try to go that way now.
Very, very huge country.
So what we need is even something more serious than that. Let's, get back to wherever we can stay with them to talk and talk. That's what is needed. Even as we are talking here, these are the things we need to do. The ones in authority must hear it, and let's see why they will not change. So going back to going the Kenyan way, is it not as well as good as talking about remembering the Civil War? Why not go back to the Civil War? These things don't make much sense.
Okay, John, incubate your thoughts. Let's take this call. Hello? This is Macauley Hunohashi. Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Sonny.
Sonny, okay.
From Lagos.
Go ahead, Sonny.
Fine, sir. Well done, bro.
Thank you.
You guys are talking about the Macauley is talking about the Minister of Petroleum. In this Nigeria, where we dey like this, from the top to the down, no way is working. When the Oga that is controlling you is not even doing the right thing, you that is following him, will you do the right thing?
Yes, I will.
See, in Nigeria here, I pray one day we youth, because it's youth that will fight for this country, we wake up from our dream. Hunger is killing everybody everywhere, and now we are talking about petrol and transport, no more job, and one day, I swear one day, make you wake up, because what our leaders are doing for this country, they are not going there because of us, they are going there because of their pockets. Because anybody giving them power, they will misuse the power, they will not do the right thing. All of them focus on their families.
Thank you.
But others, masses, they are, because they have the money, they are robbing it on people that they know that they are poor already. What they can do, they cannot do anything to them. They are robbing the poverty for their face. After all, they cannot do anything.
Thank you, Sonny.
That is bad.
You have made your point very crystal clear. Thank you. Let's take this caller. Hello?
Hello?
Good evening, this is Matters Arising. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
My name is Casey. I'm coming from Port Harcourt.
Casey.
According to the first scarcity or whatever we are discussing today.
Yes.
What I want to say in essence is that nobody is a fool in this country.
That's right.
These people that are political, these people that are in the hems of our faith, they know what to do. This is just act of wickedness. This is not about corruption. This is just mere wickedness. So for us to be discussing this thing on TV on a daily basis, since Buhari's time till today, even from Obasanjo's time, even when there was the NNPC was working, sin begets sin. Over the time, it will be evolving, increasing. But I know that there is what we call elastic limit. When the time comes, there will be a tectonic action, and things will fall in place. I don't want us to. I just felt like maybe just speak to you people and to the public.
Thank you.
But being factual, we know these guys know what to do.
Okay.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Casey.
I think I will align myself with Casey from Port Harcourt, and when he said that these people actually know what to do. They actually know what to do for real, because if you are a leader and your responsibility is to make sure that things work. Now, yes, sometimes we wobble and we fumble, but the aim is for us to get it right. So I feel that over the years, that's we ought to have gotten it right. So why we are not getting it right, or why we don't want to do the right thing, is simply because some people are benefiting from the problem that we are experiencing, especially within the petroleum subsector.
You know what beats my imagination, John, is the much touted Dangote refinery. You know, with high expectation, Nigerians were waiting, and we were all told that once Dangote refinery comes on stream, is going to solve the problem of non-availability of the product. And I know that Dangote is projected to produce 650,000 barrels of petroleum products per day.
Yeah.
And already Dangote Refinery is complaining about the cabal, the IOCs that are frustrating its efforts to make the products available. And government is not, they don't seem to be doing anything.
Government is not interested in solving the problem because immediately the Dangote Refinery complained about their inability to access local crude oil in Nigeria. Then the following day, a government agency saddled with the responsibility of overseeing the mid and the downstream sector of the petroleum industry answered Dangote and said sarcastically that with the deregulation of the sector, that any player in the field could go to anywhere and get his crude oil or her crude oil or whatever it is. So you can see what it is. Now, beyond Dangote, today we have about 3 licensed modular refineries that are in operation in Nigeria. They also complain about the same thing. They can't access crude oil. Today, we have boys who are operating in the creeks in what we call oil fire. These people have the know-how to refine this crude oil. And it is this same oil fire that has found its way within the circulation in this country. I can assure you that. However, every day we hear about these refineries being burnt. Okay, yeah, we don't actually support illegality or economic sabotage, but you can actually harness these people's skills and use it to benefit the country. You can harness it. So why do we have to start saying the same thing? The same thing. It's only a madman that continues to do something that doesn't pay him.
Exactly. I ask one question. Where are the CNG vehicles? Where are the CNG filling stations? If they were here, would we have been having this problem? That is the problem with our country. People decide to do things just on their own without making arrangements, first of all, to put things in order before taking action. That is the result.
There are plans by Mr. President. He reeled out those plans last week to release 10 billion naira each to each state for conversion of vehicles to CNG.
After 1 year, that's when you're hearing it. This thing was supposed to have been announced just at the time the suspension of fuel scarcity, subsidy was announced. So what is in it? After 1 whole year, we are still hearing stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, viewers, this is how far we can go on our package tonight on Matters Arising. We thank our esteemed viewers and our vibrant callers for making the program interactive. On behalf of our producer, Ruben Okala, and the entire production team that made the program possible, I remain yours truly, Macauley Hunohashi. Good night and see you next time.
I am John Okoro. It's a good night from here.
Okechukwu Onubogu. Thank you for being there.
And as we say on KAFTAN TV, imagine a beautiful world.